We're Dan and Chris, and today we're going to show you our favourite chest exercises.
And we are here to do this in sunny Southern California at the famous Muscle Beach here in Venice Beach.
So, what we're going to focus on now is the upper chest. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to do an incline barbell, and that's really going to create that separation right there. And it's also going to bring in some triceps too. So, let's have a look how it's done.
There has to be a logo.
So if you notice, the idea of this is to bring the bar all the way down to the chest and squeeze it all the way up to the top, getting that peak contraction and making sure we recruit as many muscle fibers as possible. So keep it nice and steady, don't rush the reps, don't go too heavy, and just make sure that you're doing the nice slow movement, squeezing the chest all the way through the movement.
This is one of my very favourite exercises for chest. It's for the middle chest, but in fact it covers the whole chest really. And it's called a flat bench dumbbell press. On the flat bench to focus that the effort is totally all over the chest, and obviously we're using dumbbells for it. The exercise can be done on a barbell. Barbell makes it a bit more tricky because it could go horribly wrong and you use a spotter in the ideal world. And there's also any number of machines that replicate the same movement. But you don't get quite the feel of the machine as you do with dumbbells. So this is how it looks. One of the key things about this exercise is whether you actually touch the dumbbells together at the top of the motion. Totally up to you. Makes no difference. I always done that because that's the way I like doing it. But again, it's totally up to you. One of the key things though is to squeeze the pecs together at the top of the motion. So don't just bring it down straight away. Force that squeeze, causing the tension in the chest, which really helps the muscle fibers develop. So there we go. One of my favourite exercises, I said, the flat bench dumbbell press for the chest.
Okay, so this exercise focuses more on the lower, which is going to give you a good cut there. So what we're going to do is we're going to do another fly movement. Let's have a look. So, the aim of this exercise is, again, to really stretch out that muscle fibre as much as possible and then come back in and squeeze as hard as possible. That way.
Okay, now when you work the chest, there's really three parts, upper, middle and lower. And which bit you're working on depends on the angle between the arm and the torso. If the arm is pointing upwards in this way, that's working usually the upper chest. It's all over the chest and the middle part when the angle is 90 degrees, but when the angle is declined, then it's mainly the lower chest. And that's what we're going to do now. We're going to work for the lower chest. And we're going to create that decline angle by being on a decline bench. A decline bench is one where the lower part of the body is higher than the head. So this can be done in a variety of ways. There's machines for it, there's dumbbells for it. I'm going to do it with a barbell. Now, in the ideal world, since I'm doing this with a barbell, you'd have a spotter to make sure that you have some assistance in case anything goes wrong. But if you do it with a nice controlled weight and a range of motion that's within your capabilities, you shouldn't need that. So that's against...
Another brilliant exercise we can do for our chest is a fly movement. Now this is really going to create more mass on the inner portion of your chest and really create that separation between the two pecs. So this is how it's performed. So, if you notice again, nice and slow and controlled, fully extend the arms out, keeping them nice and straight. You want to act as if you're hugging a tree. You're really concentrating on squeezing your chest and stretching it out as far as it can go. That way, again, you recruit as many muscle fibres as possible and create as much separation in between the two pecs.
The exercise I'm going to do now is an incline bench cable fly. It's a fly motion, which means bringing the arms together across the front of the chest, but it's specifically for the upper part of the chest, and we do that by inclining the bench at an angle of somewhere between about 20 to 30, maximum 40 degrees up from horizontal. So notice that with each of those reps, at the very top position I actually held it and squeezed it for a bit, so I was holding the rep, ceasing the motion, but squeezing the pecs together to get the maximum tension to force the fibres to do the maximum work they can possibly do. So, great exercise. One of the key things to remember, by the way, is try to keep the arms locked at the elbow. So not looking to bend it, it's not a press exercise, it's one where the arms stay as locked as possible in the angle which you start off.